Hey CrossFitters, yogis, and all fitness enthusiasts. My name is Lauren English. I'm here with Physios Gymnastics Co. Today we're going to talk all about arch handstand versus a straight handstand and which one you should practice. Firstly, you should be aware of which one you practice and why. Video yourself doing gymnastics and see what your positioning looks like. Okay, we're gonna get a little bit nitty-gritty into handstand theory in this video because doing the arch handstand or the straight handstand really just depends on your goals, your experience, and your fitness level. There's two different ways to practice an arch handstand. First way is the right way, the second way is the wrong way. An incorrect arch handstand looks like a closed shoulder position, an anterior tilt of the pelvis, which means that your tailbone is sticking out, and all of the curve of your spine is in the lower back and not in your thoracic spine. This is really important when you're practicing handstands because if you have bad mobility in your wrists and your shoulders and you are doing an arch handstand, it's very likely that your spine also does not have the flexibility to safely support that movement. The correct way to practice an arch handstand is to have an open shoulder position, hips tucked in so your core is tight, and your legs can be apart in a straddle or together in a pike position. I like to differentiate between the incorrect and the correct way to practice an arch handstand because this really comes down to safety and mobility. If you're practicing an arch handstand because you're accidentally doing it, then likely that you're doing it the incorrect way, which is also the unsafe way. And here's what I mean by that. Your wrists do not have proper flexibility, your shoulders do not have proper flexibility, and neither does your spine. So you're losing your core, and all of that arch is being placed into your lower back and not your thoracic spine. And I know what you're thinking, but Lauren, what about Rich Froning? What about the professional CrossFitters that handstand walk in the scorpion style, which means that their feet are over their head, their back is extremely arched? Well, there's a couple of things. First of all, they're doing it wrong. Secondly, they're very intentionally doing that style of a handstand because the movement or the workout requires it. And here's a situation in which the movement or the workout would require a little bit of an arch. In 2018, event number 13 was the handstand walk obstacle course. A lot of them really struggled, but ones with gymnastics backgrounds and ones that practice the straight handstand really shine in this event. And the most impressive example of this is Courtney Haley. She's from Australia and she came second in this event. You can see Courtney, as she's doing the handstand walk, she switches her technique. You can see on the parallel bars, she hangs her feet over her head to get momentum moving forward. And then as soon as she gets up onto that ramp, her feet come straight up into a straight handstand so she can walk really nicely down. So professionals in CrossFit, they not only know when to practice the arch handstand or the straight handstand, but these professionals also have the spinal flexibility to back up an arch handstand. Even if they do have a closed shoulder position, for example like Rich Froning when he does a handstand walk, athletes like him also train back bends. They do lots of mobility and yoga in order to support these style of movements and workouts. Courtney was obviously a very experienced handstander and handstand walker in this, but what about the rest of us? What about the rest of CrossFitters that are practicing the arch handstand? Is it correct, or maybe should we be doing it or not? In my opinion in this, I have very strong opinions, is no. If you are a CrossFit athlete and you're practicing an arch handstand, you should probably take a step back and examine why. If you are a CrossFitter and your goals are to practice handstand walk and handstand push-ups, the straight handstand will transfer so much better into those movements. Have you ever gotten no reps in an open workout or in a handstand push-up workout? That's probably because your handstand walk looks like a scorpion, looks like an arch, and your handstand push-ups also look like an arch, but you can't get away with it on the handstand push-ups. So, excluding the professionals, the general population of CrossFitters should be practicing a straight handstand position. It's safer, it translates better into weightlifting and into other CrossFit gymnastics movements, and it looks better. You're not putting yourself at risk, and it's a lot better for balance and strength. If your goals are to do back bends, to do tumbling, to do yoga, circus, or performing arts, then yes, you could probably practice an arch handstand. If you're a beginner, be very aware of your core and mobility limitations while practicing this style of handstands. All right, y'all. If you liked this video, subscribe on YouTube, follow, like on Instagram, share this with a friend. If you think that CrossFitters should hold ourselves to a higher standard and practice better movements when we're doing handstands. Thank you, see ya.